The girl just looked into Iono's eyes, and in that moment his brain short-circuited. With an angelic face, a devilish body, and a style so bold, it felt like the guitar strings of Iono's heart started playing on their own. She kept rubbing up against him, and Iono simply couldn't handle it anymore. She had already captured the hearts of all the boys at school. The boy happily went off to his new school, not knowing he was about to walk into a school full of monsters. On the way there, he bumped into a girl with long pink hair, and in the process accidentally groped her. But thankfully, the girl didn't make a fuss. But after that, the boy just couldn't stop thinking about her. When he looked at the cute girl in front of him, his nose suddenly started to bleed, and the girl quickly came over to help stop his bleeding. But her method of stopping the bleeding was a little unusual. She just bit his neck right there. The girl's name was Mocha, a real vampire, and because she was sensitive to human blood, it was just her instinct to bite him, leaving a hickey on Iono's neck. After this little incident, Mocha seemed to like Iono even more, and in front of the whole class, she openly showed him affection, hoping Iono would become her good friend, not knowing at that time that he was actually a human. Mocha even told him she was a vampire and shared the secret about her cross necklace on her chest. At that point, Iono wasn't really shocked, but when he got to the classroom, he realized he was really at a scary monster school. The guy at the next desk stuck out his long tongue and said he loved eating humans, which scared Iono so much he couldn't look at him directly, and then he grabbed his suitcase and tried to run away from the Monster Academy. But Mocha chased after him and stopped him, but Iono told her he was a human and couldn't go to a school full of monsters. After Iono left, Mocha was ambushed by a long-tongued monster who had been waiting there for a long time, wanting to make the vampire his own. He tore his school uniform, revealing his true form as a beast man who worshipped strength. In her normal form, Mocha was completely powerless, and after a round of slobbery attacks, she almost fainted, while the beast man wrapped his ridiculously long tongue around her thigh and, laughing wildly, swung her around in the air and smashed her hard against a big tree, nearly killing her. Her screams brought Iono running back, but as a human, he wasn't a match for the beast man, who slapped him straight off a cliff. When Mocha came to her senses, she rushed down, and the beast man followed. For the weak Iono, every attack from the beast man was life-threatening, and seeing Iono being beaten to a pulp made tears stream down Mocha's face. Iono, using the last bit of his strength, tried to comfort Mocha, but accidentally tore off her cross necklace. This was the way to unleash the vampire's power. Suddenly, red light poured from Mocha's body, and under the crimson moonlight, countless bats covered her body, and she transformed into a true vampire. With a single kick, she defeated the beast man, and the injured Iono woke up, with Mocha turning back into her usual self. To stay by her side, Iono decided to remain at the monster school, but his biggest problem now was probably having to offer up his neck every day. The girl named Fox Meng is a new first-year student, and now she wants to challenge the heroine Mocha to prove she is the only goddess in the Monster Academy. Knowing that Mocha and Iono are good friends, she uses her skills to control Iono, and soon he's totally trapped, hugging and snuggling with Fox Meng right in front of Mocha and even hurting her badly for no reason. Seeing her only friend misunderstand her, Mocha turns away, heartbroken, while Fox Meng celebrates her victory, laughing at Mocha. As Mocha struggles to understand why Iono is acting this way, her cross necklace starts to talk. It turns out Fox Meng's true form is a succubus who can charm humans. At this moment, Fox Meng also reveals her true energy to Iono. To solve her family's problems, she has to target Iono, but Mocha arrives just in time, slapping Fox Meng out the window. But things aren't over. Fox Meng uses her tail to drag Iono outside, and Mocha grabs onto his leg, but Fox Meng can't hold their weight, so Iono and Mocha fall to the ground together. The succubus doesn't stop attacking. She shows her 10 sharp claws and slashes at Iono with the force of Wolverine, instantly slicing a big tree in half. Mocha knows she can't win, so she shields Iono with her body, begging Fox Meng to spare her only friend. But this touching scene only drives the succubus crazier. Now she wants to send both of them to hell. At this life and death moment, Iono once again rips off Mocha's cross necklace, and red light bursts out with powerful demonic energy that shocks Fox Meng in the air. The vampire queen comes back to Earth with silver hair like a Super Saiyan and eyes fierce like Sharingan, shaking Fox Meng's confidence. But Fox Meng isn't scared and charges in with all her strength, but Mocha easily dodged Fox Meng's attack, then grabbed Fox Meng's tail, swung her around with all her strength, and threw her out so hard it almost shattered Fox Meng's insides. Mocha walked up to Fox Meng, her powerful aura making Fox Meng tremble, clearly ready to finish things once and for all. But Iono jumped in front of Fox Meng, begging Mocha to spare her, because in his eyes, Fox Meng wasn't really a bad person, and Fox Meng quickly took the chance to plead for mercy too. Mocha agreed to Iono's request, put the cross back on her chest, and turned back into her usual silly self. But after being saved by Iono, Fox Meng fell hopelessly in love with him and now clearly wanted to fight Mocha for him, making Iono's life even more of a mess. Caught between a vampire and a succubus, it was enough to make anyone want to run away. One moment, this guy was giving flowers to the girls. The next moment, he was shamelessly peeking at their panties. When Iono caught him, she stayed totally calm and pinned the blame on Iono, who ended up getting beaten beaten by the girls for something he didn't do. It was like having mud in your pants. Whether it's real or not, everyone thinks it is. Mocha thought Iono was a pervert, turned away without a word, and left behind an innocent-looking Iono and a gloating Ayin. That night, something big happened at school. In the girls' locker room, while the girls were changing, a huge shadow crept closer outside the window. With a scream that pierced the sky, rumors of a peeping Tom spread through the school. Mocha became Ayin's main target. Once Ayin found out that Mocha and Iono were close, she became furious and decided to break them up. She pretended to comfort Iono and lured him to the window of the girls' locker room, telling him that if he wanted Mocha's forgiveness, he just had to peek inside. Gullible Iono believed her, climbed up and looked through the window where a whole group of girls was changing, while Ayin secretly snapped photos with her camera. Laughing, she threatened to show the pictures to Mocha, and Iono finally realized he'd been tricked. The girls inside sensed something was wrong. Ayin teleported away, and Iono was left to be surrounded and beaten by the girls, who now branded him a peeping Tom. Meanwhile, Mocha was heartbroken, and the scheming Ayin pretended to comfort her, putting her arm around Mocha and trying to kiss her. Mocha quickly pushed Ayin away, but then Ayin pulled out the photos of Iono peeking, showing his awkward face. Mocha fell into despair. But just in time, Fox Meng and another little girl rushed in, turning into Detective Kogoro and Bear Kobayashi, and exposed Ayin's plot right in front of her. They told Mocha the real peeping Tom was Ayin, since the teacher had seen Ayin sneaking around outside the girls' locker room. Caught off guard, Ayin panicked, her stolen photos scattering everywhere, and when she realized she was busted, she shot into the sky and under the full moon turned into a werewolf. Vampires and werewolves have always been enemies, and with amazing speed, the werewolf charged at Mocha. Iono tried to help, but Ayin swiped him away with her wolf claws. At the critical moment, Iono tore off Mocha's vampire seal, the cross necklace, again. With the cross falling, Mocha transformed into the vampire queen, but Ayin still kept pummeling Iono, never noticing the S-class monster behind her. Even with all her poses, the werewolf's power was no match. Mocha easily caught her arm, and when Ayin tried one last desperate attack, Mocha twisted her body and kicked the werewolf flying. After seeing the vampire's strength, the werewolf was satisfied and tumbled down the cliff. With the truth out, Iono was finally cleared of blame, while the real culprit was now being dealt with by all the girls at school. But Iono, having accidentally gotten too close to Mocha's skirt, was now bleeding like crazy. So once again, Mocha had to help stop the bleeding. With such a gorgeous and sexy math teacher, who could focus on class? Iono got caught daydreaming, and the teacher, to keep him from failing his finals, decided to tutor him one-on-one. But her tutoring style was unusual: seductive clothes and a little whip that soon left marks on Iono's face. Under such harsh tutoring, Iono turned into a studying machine, thinking only about algebra and calculus, unable to even notice Mocha's presence. When Mocha tried to intervene, the teacher got mad, tore up Mocha's study materials, and shoved her to the floor, while Iono, lost in studying, felt nothing at all. But under this torture, Iono finally couldn't take it and shouted out Mocha's name, which made the math teacher furious and reveal her true form, a half-human, half-snake demon. To keep controlling Iono, she sucked on his brain, clearly enjoying the process while Iono screamed in pain. This scream brought Mocha running, and seeing what was happening, the snake demon turned her rage on Mocha, whipping her hard into the wall. Iono, now totally under the snake demon's control, became her slave. Suddenly, Snow Girl dropped from a vent in the ceiling and blew cold air at the snake demon, who countered with fire, throwing a candle and trapping Snow Girl in flames. In a panic, Mocha grabbed a bottle from the table and smashed it at the snake demon, but in the next second the snake demon, pinned Mocha against the wall and rubbed her hard. And as Mocha was injured, Iono's mind started to awaken, with all the memories of his time with Mocha flooding back. When Mocha was at the edge of death, Iono stepped in and blocked the snake demon's attack, their eyes meeting in a moment full of deep feeling, while the snake demon behind them raised fire to the sky. Seizing the chance, Iono hurriedly pulled off the cross on Mocha's chest, breaking her seal, and Mocha instantly awakened her vampire powers. Facing the aggressive snake demon teacher, Mocha was totally unimpressed, seeing her only as a foolish narcissist, and with those words, she delivered a high kick that landed square on the snake demon, leaving her with no chance to fight back, an obsessive, paranoid monster finally taken down. But her efforts weren't wasted. In the finals, Iono scored a high 89, so now she could finally spend her first summer vacation together with Mocha. This transfer student was truly something else. Not only did she get girls to want to be her slaves on her first day, she charmed all the girls in class, and unbelievably, she tried to steal away all the girls from the main character's harem. With trademark smiles and smooth French lines, she first won over the simple little lowly, then turned the cool Snow Girl into a fangirl. Then it was the busty Fox Meng, who almost stripped on the spot from her flirty words. Luckily, Mocha showed up just in time to stop her. Even the proud vampire queen wasn't spared, becoming the new student servant. Almost all the girls in school were conquered, leaving the main character at a loss. Wanting to win back his beloved, he tried to confront her, but was blocked by the Girl Alliance and nearly beaten up. So he turned to the werewolf senpai for help, but Unexpectedly, the new student charmed him too, turning the fierce werewolf into a silly sheepdog. Not satisfied with just hordes of fangirls and fanboys, she also targeted the teachers, and after some wild antics, even the Catwoman teacher was completely won over. To show off her victories, the handsome transfer student threw a concert in the school, with all the girls as backup dancers or die-hard fans. Watching his harem being snatched away, the main character couldn't hold back. He rushed onto the stage to stop it, but was blocked by a witch descending from above, who, under the transfer student's orders, whipped the main character, while wild laughter and high-pitched singing filled the gym. But there was one who hadn't fallen. The red-haired little Loli crawled on stage in a very unladylike way and cursed out the snake-nosed star, exposing her as a mind-controlling bat demon. But she was quickly charmed by Laifu and started fantasizing about marrying her body swaying uncontrollably. At that moment, Mocha burst in, protecting her little sister, but Laifu used her charm again, controlling the vampire sisters. On the side, Aono, fighting through pain, broke free of the witch's hold, jumped forward, and by accident fell onto the sisters, pulling off the cross on Mocha's chest and unlocking the vampire seal. Mocha shook off Laifu's control, transforming into a powerful vampire queen, and the sight terrified Laifu, who tried to stay calm and use her charm attack again, only to be hit by the little Loli's devastating kick. Seeing the awakened vampire sisters, Laifu knew her fate was sealed and dropped to her knees, but so frightened she dove under the girl's skirts, which for a proud vampire was the ultimate shame. The two sisters attacked, and after their fierce blows, Laifu's true form was revealed and her magic vanished. The girls gradually came to their senses, and Mocha put the cross back on, returning to her gentle, cute self. The storm passed, and peace returned to the school. Iono got his harem back, and a girl brought lunch for her high school brother, but accidentally found a strange mirror. Out jumped a little spirit who claimed to grant wishes. Thinking it was a joke, the human girl watched as the spirit tested the mirror on 3 students who immediately revealed their true forms. It was a demon-revealing mirror, and the girl was Lilith, the mirror god. Still, the girl thought it was special effects, so to prove it was a monster school, Lilith set her sights on the main character's harem. Meanwhile, Aono was about to have an intimate moment with Mocha when club president Ayin suddenly burst in, snapping photos under Mocha's skirt like she was possessed. As the noble vampire queen, Mocha threw a cabinet at her, nearly taking the werewolf's life. Not just Ayin, but all the students in the school were revealed by the demon mirror and started fighting each other. Even the kind Catwoman teacher lost control, and chaos erupted in the academy. The girl who had opened the demon mirror seal hid in a corner, not knowing she'd been used by Lilith. The snake demon math teacher, smelling a human, wanted to use the girl's organs, but Mocha arrived just in time and shoved the snake demon away. Sadly, more monsters surrounded them. Mocha grabbed the girl and ran for her life, using the snake demon's head as a springboard to leap in front of the magic mirror and grab Lilith, but they were still trapped by monsters. In this crisis, Mocha used the demon mirror to awaken her inner vampire. The powerful demonic aura overwhelmed the monsters and soon swept them all away. Then, she used the mirror again, and a dazzling green light flashed. 2. After Mocha was forcibly split into 2 by the demon mirror, her vampire power became much weaker, and Lilith began to mock her mercilessly. The weakened vampire was knocked down by the mirror again, and just when this S-class monster seemed about to fall, Aono arrived with his harem to save the day. The girls, using the power awakened inside themselves, broke free from the demon mirror's control and this time refused to fall for the same trick. They all put on blindfolds to protect themselves from the mirror's threat, and under the human girl's guidance, each unleashed their attacks. Under a fierce combined assault, Lilith was completely defeated. Seeing 2 completely different Mochas standing before him, Aono was a little confused. To ease the awkwardness, the vampire asked the girls to use the demon mirror to send her other self back, and soon all the monsters in the academy returned to their human forms. Just when everyone thought things were calm again, the whole ground began to shake violently. The sealed cross in the school started to crack, and even the sky split open, signaling the school's barrier had been broken. To attract more readers and sell more newspapers, 2 of Aono's harem put on maid outfits to catch attention, even offering homemade cookies, which immediately drew in a crowd of pervy old men. Just as Fox Meng thought victory was assured, the rival Super News Club played a trick. Under the club president's orders, the girls switched to swimsuits to pull in students and handed out tons of swimsuit photo albums, luring away all the customers who had just bought the regular news club's papers. Fox Meng and the little Loli suddenly fell from heaven to hell, and in her frustration, Fox Meng decided to wear something even skimpier. But just then, the little Loli was harassed by a sleazy, sausage-shaped boy, frightening her so much her face turned pale. Turns out this was all a plot by the hidden leader of the Super News Club to crush the regular club completely. Learning the rival club was backed by the campus security committee, the news club president Ayan decided to stop publishing papers and told everyone to burn all the newspapers. But Fox Meng couldn't bear to destroy her work. While she was still upset, the Super News Club boss suddenly showed up, snatched the papers with spider silk, and tossed them into the furnace. Watching her hard work go up in flames, Fox Meng rushed to stop it but was held back by other girls, and the spider demon seized the chance to hang hang Iono up in the air, revealing her true form as a female wolf spider from Japanese legend, also a member of the campus security committee. After mocking the news club, the spider demon wrapped Fox Meng tightly in webs and swung her legs to attack. In the nick of time, a flurry of ice daggers flew at the spider demon. It was Snowgirl firing from the shadows. The spider demon was furious and shot webs at Snowgirl, but she dodged them all. Just then, our heroine Mocha appeared, using a springboard the little loli had set up to leap high into the air, aiming to rescue Iono. Just as she was about to grab his hand, Iono changed direction and pulled off the sealed cross necklace, instantly releasing a burst of red light as Mocha transformed into the vampire queen surrounded by bats, saving the helpless Iono. On the other side, Fox Meng awakened her monster powers and instantly broke free from the webs with 3 little demons, blocking in front of Iono. Seeing things going badly, the spider demon prepared her ultimate move, showing off fangs like a praying mantis and unleashing her full power. She spewed a huge stream of web at the vampire, but to Mocha, it was just a parlor trick. She pulled the web, slowly dragging the struggling spider demon closer, then leaped high into the air and kicked the spider demon and all her underlings far away. In the chaos, 4 girls got wrapped up into a giant rice ball by the sticky web. After this event, Iono decided to expose the security committee's evil deeds to the whole school by publishing them in the news club's paper, not knowing that the head of the committee was already secretly plotting how to get rid of Iono and the others. Could Iono, a human, survive this?